Dan Rothenberg and Joe Klosik, two guys trying to figure it out. Not the right wing, not the brosphere. Left of center, with humor and empathy. Hello, and welcome to The Splain. I think we're getting worse at that, but that's okay.
We are splaining, and let me just quick shout out to my friend Sam, who listened to an episode.
Speaking of being real, so full disclosure. So we have with us today Christine. Who is my fiancée. And here's why I thought this would be interesting, and not just because someone canceled on us at the last minute. I thought this would be interesting because a lot of times when you see a comedian performing, there is a partner, girlfriend, fiance, wife, boyfriend, whatever, right?
At home,
who
right.
Is at home or
dealing
is
with the
sacrificing.
Aftermath. Dealing with the
aftermath
other
and
side of this
well,
seemingly
let's not make
affable. What?
Let's not make it so terrible. Let's not make it so terrible. I'm just saying that the partners
of
comedians.
My head is suddenly flooding. No, we're gonna focus on you, Christine. But I have some stories I have to share.
Well, and absolutely. I mean, listen. Are you having a moment? Is this triggering? Oh my God! Are you Sam in this podcast?
No, in a good way. I'm looking at it going, wow, we made it through some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think there.
It's a special.
If you're in a relationship with a performer, it's demanding, and I don't think when you connect with a partner, you don't realize what you're getting into in the beginning, and there's no manual for it. And I think Christine and I are still in a very great phase. She will come to shows with me, which is awesome. So last night I did a show, and she's come with me to this show a bunch of times, and the producer was like, "Oh, Christine's not coming anymore," which is always, at a certain point they're like, "Okay, yeah, your girlfriend, partner." Yeah, they just assume like she's tired of it.
Yes.
But
definite phase
and also,
of relationship with a performer. Do you guys remember when Harry Met Sally? Did you see that, Christine?
Mm-hmm, I did.
When he's doing his shtick, saying you start off taking your partner to the airport, and then eventually it fades away. It's the same thing with going to your partner's shows. Eventually, it's got to wean off.
But let me ask you. It doesn't have to. I mean,
hopefully it doesn't too quickly.
Yeah. Okay. The big general question is, do you feel like you are paying a price being involved with someone who's on stage on average maybe 1 or 2 nights a week?
No, I don't feel like I'm paying a price. I feel like I'm supporting your dreams.
Aww.
And I really like that you have something else going on outside of your day job that you're really dedicated to. And it's something that's productive, and you make some money from it. And yeah, I mean, I don't mind it at all, really. And I don't mind going with you to your shows because you're good. And I still laugh at your jokes, even though I've heard them several times. And usually the shows that you do are, they have very good people on them. So meeting them is fun. And a lot of times we turn them into like a date, or, one of your shows we spent the night and we turned it into a little mini vacation. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really mind it. It's just, like I didn't go to the show last night because I had things to do at home. Like I had to clean up and stuff.
And that's what I told them.
Okay.
I said she's at home doing laundry as she should. And they were like, "Oh, that makes sense. Yes, as she should." That's a perfect answer. And I always think it's okay to say like, hey, I'd rather not go, because I do think like over time, yeah, it can grade. It can grade on a relationship. I think it can. And Dan, I think we both know this. Like a lot of times, you take a partner on a show, man. If the show doesn't go well, then the partner is trapped in the car ride home, trying to explain to you how you were better than everyone else, and they just didn't get you. And it's you take them hostage.
Yes, into you take them into your darkness. That a darkness that can only subside by doing another set and doing better and having that cycle. And it occurs to me as you were talking, Christine, you have dated a mature Joe who has a career and is true. Is a little
I don't
less,
like where this is going. I don't like where this is going.
You are a little less vulnerable to some of the ups and downs we had in the beginning, where you feel like your career is riding on one set and you ate it, and you embarrassed yourself, and Tom was looking. I mean, you have a life. You have a. So let me ask you, Joe. Are the ups and downs?
I can remember taking a date to the Punchline.
Do you come home?
And
in a shitty, in a shitty mood, feeling like
Dan, you're fading out on us, buddy.
Shit. Okay.
Maybe being on the deck. Yeah, I think it's your. I think you're outside, far from the source.
All right. Sorry, this is a normal part of this podcast.
Oh my God! Every time, I love it.
I'm sorry.
We'll just edit it out.
You'll
edit it out. No problem. So I took a date to the Punchline on Sunday night once, and that was like, I was a king there, right? Like I was having great sets. I was respected, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna kill in front of her, and this is gonna be awesome, right? And I had a really bad set, a really bad set. And I remember coming off stage, and I was hoping that she was gonna say something like, oh, well, maybe you'll get him next time, or sometimes it happens. And she just looks at me and goes, man, you made that look hard.
Ooh. So what happens after that?
Nothing. What do you mean what happens after that? It's devastating. I'm just like, oh yeah. Sometimes it's really, really hard. And that is not the context you want a woman to use the word hard after seeing your show. That was it, right? But Christine, let me ask you this, because you and I have kind of had this conversation. But how do you feel about having our life brought up on stage in the context of jokes?
As long as I'm portrayed as right, then it's okay.
That's honest.
And I think that's the same rule that Seth Meyers' wife has for him.
As long as you're right.
Yeah.
And do you follow that, Joe?
Yeah, of course. So far,
I'm sure she usually is. So
she always is, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Good answer.
Yeah. That applies to this podcast as well. Yeah.
I saw Ali Wong's special where she made a lot of fun of her husband before they broke up, and I kind of wondered if that had something to do with it. Because I thought, it can't feel good to have your significant other going all over the United States, making you the butt of all their jokes. Not just all their jokes, but a big tour.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder about that too, because I mean, ultimately you're coming home and you want your home to be this refuge. You want it to be a place of love and understanding, and then you just made all this money telling the world how bad your relationship is, and then I mean, I don't want that either. I mean, it is funny to me though, I've said on stage, I'm in the most healthy, mature relationship I've ever been in, and there's nothing funny about it. There's,
and they laugh too,
and they laugh because I think everyone acknowledges, like, oh yeah, the pain and the brutal stuff is where most funny comes from. But then I mean, I have talked about, I think, intimate things, like not sexually intimate things, but the idea of like, okay, we're older and we want to have kids, and the options that are available to us, you know, are expensive and time consuming. And you're okay with that. Like, I mean, I feel like,
Yeah.
okay.
Keep talking.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, if anything, we've gotten advice from people,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. They're like, you should adopt a teenager. Well, that's very thoughtful.
Yeah. No, by the way, we're not. We're not.
But that's a personal subject.
It is. I mean, it's very personal, and I think as we continue to explore this, you know, we're going to go see a doctor about, you know, how do we do this, if we can do this. We've talked about adoption. You know, Christine is supportive of my career, and I mean, these are not the same thing. I'm not saying that these are equal. I definitely want to be supportive. Christine wants to be a mother. I want to be a father. I thought that ship had sailed, you know, and now late in life, I'm like, oh man, I have this opportunity with an amazing partner who I love and respect, but because we're older, there's real challenges around that, and adoption might end up being our best option. We don't know yet. We haven't seen the doctor, you know. But it is. I mean, there are things on that I'm not. You know, I don't want to bring to the stage, because there have been some things that have happened that are kind of funny in our relationship. But I'm like, you know what? I value the relationship more than I value the laugh.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, and I don't think a younger me would have thought that. I don't think a younger
me would have thought, no, this is what we do, and you have to fall in line.
Yeah.
Every funny impulse I have, I'm going to try it out.
Yeah.
And you should even be honored that I'm trying to make it into a joke.
Yeah.
And understand that this is all, it's not, it's all just coming from a place of, if not truth, the attempt to be funny.
Yeah, 100%. And then I would wonder why relationships didn't work.
And they somehow, they somehow end.
Yeah. I don't want to be the butt of jokes. I'm like, but baby, yeah, you should be, you know, I'm bringing us up on stage, and that's beautiful, and, you know, this is how I'm making money. She's like, oh, you're making money. Really? Is that why you borrowed $100 from me? Anyway, we don't need to relive the 90s.
Yeah. Right. It's just not.
It's not worth it. It's good to get a little older and realize, like, oh, I want a life, and everything that happens, you don't have to bring on stage.
Right. Exactly. You can. There could be other priorities, other values, and you're still an artist and a good comedian. Let me. Tell
Go
me
ahead.
if you guys can relate to this. So this is more. You know, again, this is pre having a child. Me living in LA, and this is just one of many experiences that jumps out at me. I will never forget. I was kind of doing okay. I had a manager. I was getting some opportunities. I was opening at the Brea Improv, and I had a set that specifically hinged on it was a tough, it worked when it worked. It hinged on the idea that I was talking about being gay and then not being gay and now being bi. It was that kind of thing. That was my hook at the time. And I would talk about how fun it was to be gay because I was getting a lot of male attention. And so it was already kind of a tough sell as an opener, you know? I never quite settled into it because and at the time my managers were like, no, just funny jokes, just do it. And it's like, it's not that, it's more of a one-person show than it is stand-up. They really have to be on board and get the beginning, middle, and end. And sometimes when you're opening a show, there was a maybe I was middling or there was a guest set. Something happened where this guy went up in front of me and did the same concept.
Really?
The same, yes.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
And he was just a funny straight kid that did a thing about, went to this gay club. Dude, it was awesome. Apparently I have a cute butt and whatever. And I went into a panic and I tried to do it anyway. It was just death. It just was. And I remember talking to Colleen, my soon-to-be wife, after that, just in such a way. And that's to me, that is what could be really hard about it. Me going into this dark panic, thinking that it all comes down to this one set, and I just made a terrible. I embarrassed myself, and I remember that was kind of a turning point for us, where something has to change. Like this isn't working.
What did Colleen say? Like, did she give you any advice or anything stick with you?
Yeah, I mean, again, in that state, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
With a comedian going into that kind of darkness, but I mean, I think she just said
she married you.
She married me.
That's a good pick me up.
Yeah, it's just that it's okay, and you just we got to be able to have a rough night or something like that. Have you guys had moments like that where it's just dark and tough?
Well, all my shows are great, and Christine doesn't have to deal with any emotional fallout from me. And I have a cute butt. So there you go.
Always have. Okay.
Always have. Yeah. I mean, Christine, what do you think? I mean, there's definitely been some times. I think lately I'm more about, hey, I've been at this for 30 years, and maybe my career is what it is, and maybe it's time to put my energy into something else. I've had that conversation with Christine sometimes.
Do you guys hear an echo of some kind or a background something?
Yeah, I think because Christine's in the next room.
I can try to turn on echo cancellation here. Oh, can't be changed while recording. Never mind.
Sounds better.
But what do you know what? And that's what's beautiful about you.
So Christine, like what if? Go ahead. Yeah. What's your? I interrupted.
Like, have you had, and be perfectly honest, like, I know that we've had some conversations where I feel just down on my career and trying to navigate social media and, just sort of like, man, what am I not doing right? What's going through your mind when I come to you with those? Now this is like a therapy session.
Well, I just try to be as supportive as I can. I'm pretty aware that those are just passing moods. So I don't really take it too seriously. I feel like a lot of times you've probably come home from like a hard day at work, and then you're feeling not so optimistic. But everybody has those days. It's okay.
Aww. I love you.
I think. Okay. Enough. Jeez. Oh God. Again, I think Joe, you're okay now. So
yeah, it's a weird place to be.
We weren't okay. We just didn't used to be okay. It was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And maybe we. It's probably why neither of us could really hold on to a relationship because there was no room for it back then. But again, now it sounds like you're dealing with maybe a little more typical, some middle-aged stuff about your career.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit that it's, it's more than a passing thought sometimes. I do, and I think about it, I guess, not in a depressing way, more of a resigned sort of way of like, this is what I'm going to get for the remainder of my career should I stay with it. I'm getting shows, and they're quality shows, and the pay is okay, and should I continue to stay at this level, putting the energy and effort in that I'm putting in, this is what I'll continue to get. And I do feel like I'm at a crossroads where, okay, I need to learn how to utilize social media and those tools better. And I do need to figure out, is there another level that I can get to without that huge fame and fortune that we dreamed of when we were younger, and I think I have a really good partner, who can help me figure out fact from fiction, feelings from what is possible, and get that stage going. But I do sometimes think like maybe I could, leave stand-up comedy. I do think that sometimes, because it is getting harder. You know what I mean? It's getting just as like being older and the energy.
Getting harder to pump out the energy.
Yeah,
and go out.
Yeah, and going
out at night isn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's what
I'm like,
keeps me from doing it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would actually kind of hate to see you do that, to be honest.
Go ahead.
Aww.
Well, I just think.
So now you know you're with someone special. They want you to stick with it.
I just think that you. I think there's. If you wanted to, there probably is that other level that you could achieve if you wanted to, and I kind of feel like it's just a matter of other people. Sorry.
Tell us how. How does he do that?
I don't know
What's
how.
the level?
But I feel like it takes someone else like noticing your talent, but I don't know how that happens because I'm not really in the industry.
I mean, I think that.
But let me ask you. But you are you're his partner and his muse, and his partners know you get him. What's Joe fully realized? What's the? It's been discussed in many a group. What
you mean? Like
at his essence, what is Joe working on all cylinders? Does he have a sitcom? Does he have a one-person show?
I think he could definitely have a sitcom. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could see you playing a blue-collar character very easily. And everyone would be surprised that you're not, actually like that in person.
Yeah, okay.
It's the Joe Show.
Liberal.
Yeah.
Okay. I have my lunchbox, I work in the factory, and then I come home and I talk about Kierkegaard.
Sure. No, but honestly, I think if we were to move down to Los Angeles, I feel like somebody would definitely notice your talent and say, "Hey, what do you want to do? What, you're funny. You can."
Would you would make that move with Joe?
I would.
I
hate
didn't put you
Los
on the
Angeles,
spot.
but yeah, I would.
You'd move back to Los Angeles for me if that'd be the greatest comeback in stand-up history.
It would be.
If 58 years old, I moved to LA.
You go back.
I go back.
That first run. That would.
Oh man.
But to be fair, I don't think you gave your first run in Los Angeles a fair shot. You were only there for 6 months.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's not nearly long enough to be successful there.
That is true. There's people that have been there the whole time I've been gone that aren't successful though.
There's people that move there with you.
Yeah, and that are still there and miserable and yeah. I mean, the thing about Los Angeles that, and this is a generalization, but it's coming from my experience. I just felt like you can feel less than anywhere. But feeling less than in LA, it is magnified. Because I can remember
it's
just
true.
You see celebrities at a stoplight and you almost want to reach out and help me, but because you see
right.
fame and fortune all around you at the 7-Eleven or standing in line.
But you also see fame and failure all around.
You see
There's
fame and failure too. Yeah.
You go to an AA meeting. There's a sweat hog there. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw many examples of like, oh man, if I had what that guy had,
Right.
I would be happy. But no,
now
you know?
he's here, and they're always. This is back in the 90s. They were always covered in paint because they're painting a house. I'm not kidding. Always. You know how many sweat hogs, too close for comfort people.
Oh my God.
In a meeting with specks of paint.
Well, they got a gig, you know? It's
and
a
I'm
gig.
like, wow, you're. And I don't say it because they don't want to hear it, but you're you. It's crazy.
It is yeah. I mean, I can't imagine going to LA now. You know what I mean? At this point in my life, but it's good to know that I have a partner that would support me. You know, and
That's a very special thing to say. You would go to LA for Joe.
I'm going to tell you, I think, the reason why you feel like a failure in Los Angeles is because people are mean down there.
yes,
They're mean. Up here, people, I mean, if they're competitive with you, they might kind of like on the down low be competitive, but down there, they just go for the jugular.
yeah.
Like how?
I mean, I've had people just come right up to me and be like, ugh, that's a really ugly shirt. And I'm like, oh.
Wow.
I
really?
mean, I took dance classes.
How long did you live down there?
About 18 years.
Okay, so I mean, she knows what she's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's even longer than
Yeah.
I did. I would say that it just takes a real fortitude, a real at least from my point of view as a comedian, a belief in yourself. Your core has to be solid to just get through a lot of what you have to do.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot harder than San Francisco, because San Francisco overall was about being funny, and it was still hard, and people were mean and petty,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of attitude. It was hard, but LA is just a whole different layer.
Let me ask you this, Dan. So, how long have you and Christine? How long have you and Colleen been married now?
Like 23 years.
23 years. Okay, so
23, yeah.
what advice can you give to Christine and I, right, about marriage, about how do you support the other person's dream? How do you, what advice would you give like younger Colleen and Dan? Mm-hmm. Even though I'm older than you.
Right. To younger Colleen and Dan, and again, we were young. When I look back and I look at we were, here's something, which I think you guys are already doing a good job of. Don't be broke.
Yeah.
It matters. It matters. Don't be a broke-ass dude married, Joe. It's old. It gets old.
No, I get that.
And
I get that.
And it's
yeah.
not that it's all about money, but it's about you're trying to build something.
It's exhausting being poor.
It's just, yes.
Yeah.
And I think you got a day job.
I got a day job.
that.
I've got savings. I've got I mean that I do feel like that was a huge barrier to happiness. Not that money equals happiness, but it gets in the way. It gets in the way of just you want to. I like to be able to take Christine out. I like to not have to worry about money. I like that. I don't always like my day job, but I like being able to pay my bills. I like not having that anxiety gnawing away at me.
Can I say something? It just needs to be said. And I don't know. I don't mean to complicate your life. I feel for you in your day job. Because it sounds like you work very hard. And it's tough being in mental health when you're not licensed. There's
Yeah.
a wall. There's a wall. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. I mean,
there's a kind of a wall you hit where this is.
Yeah.
And
There
you could be
is,
the most
yeah.
talented person there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have an ability to connect with guys that the people who have the degrees don't always have that
Yeah.
ability. They
Right.
you know, and I'm not making this a class warfare thing or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to bridge that gap now. I want to get a certificate. I've run into, I think I already told you so I don't have a GED. I mean, I got a GED.
You told me.
Yeah, but because I
Classic.
got it before 1990, no record exists of it. So now I've got to get the GED. I've got to pass those tests before I can move
And then
on.
you can be a
and then
drug
I'm going to
counselor.
get credentialed to get a drug
Okay,
house.
good.
And to Christine's credit, she's been amazing, and she's said, like, I'll help you study, you know, for the GED. Which again, like, I've never had that level of support from a partner. So, thank you.
Yeah. So that's number one. Yeah. Don't be broke. I learned that after we were married. Do you remember what you said to me, Joe, when you visited my apartment? We were on the Miracle Mile. It was like the second apartment. It's the first or the second apartment we had, and you stayed with us
No.
in L.A. Maybe you had something in L.A. You might have had something. You had stuff.
Yeah. No, I think I visited you, and I was down there for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you walked in and you said, "Cozy." I'll never forget that.
Well, cozy,
All right, cozy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
like a straitjacket.
Yeah. So I remember
Two people live here, huh?
two people. Yes. There was, and I remember thinking, "This is a 2-bedroom. We have break.
Dude,
a kitchen.
I spent the last
Your
5
average
years
shithole.
in a studio apartment, okay, which was like 120 square feet, and it's ridiculously small for one person. And Christine would come over, and somehow we would make it work, you know. But yeah, I have no right to judge.
So, yeah. So okay. So, and I mean, it's cliched, but so again, I learned that we got married, and I had to come to that realization of you got to pull your weight. You have to pay you. You know, we could live when you're a comedians like we were in San Francisco in the old days. You can just fudge it. You can pay your rent, kind of pay it. All you needed to do was show up at the Punchline and have somewhere to sleep that night.
Yeah,
There was
I mean,
no
but
expenses. And
we were young. We were dumb.
We were young.
you know?
I was working
Yeah.
out at Cathedral Hill Athletic Club.
Yeah.
Where we worked, you know. And I remember I talked to, and then Colleen said something to the effect of, maybe you should make money that you're spending or something like that.
Yeah.
Like she somehow had to control my life a little. Like maybe you shouldn't do that. I'm like, you're telling me what I should and shouldn't do? What?
Oh.
And I talked to Al Madrigal, and I had a good sort of. He really helped to marriage talk. And because by then he was married and he was, you know, doing his Al thing.
Yeah.
More successful.
Christine, do
than
you
I was.
want to talk? Well, he's more successful than 98% of the comedians. So, Christine, do you want to explain our financial arrangement? Do you feel comfortable?
Do we have one?
Well,
This
just
is
how
getting interesting.
how we keep our finances separate, but you know, because I mean, one of the things about Christine that I really value is, you know, she's pretty upfront and honest about things, and and we can always edit this. I mean, you said to me that your parents had separate checking accounts, right? And they that's what you wanted to do. And one of the things that you were worried about was like, hey, because you're an addict, do I need to be worried about merging our accounts? And there was a part of me that I have to admit was a little bit like, whoa. But then I also realized, like, well, there's a truth in that that's inescapable, and I think it's wise to just like let's do it that way. And so far it's worked. I mean, so far, we probably still need to figure out a couple of things around bills and things, but it's nice not to be broke. It's nice that neither one of us feels like we're supporting the other person, because I've been in that place and it's just an awful emotional feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the way my parents did it, they had separate accounts, but they also had one joint account. And I think, I don't know exactly how that really worked, but apparently it worked for them for a while. Towards the end of their life, I think they got rid of that joint account or something. I'm not really sure. I think that was just easier or something because of we knew my dad was going to pass. Anyway. Yeah, well, you had told me that addicts are by nature duplicitous. And I remembered that. And I thought, okay, well, let's say you do fall into something. And I'm not experienced enough with literally anything to know what that looks like. I wouldn't know what the signs are. And so, yeah, I mean, I just thought, like, is there a possibility that you could potentially, like, drain all of our money by buying drugs? And I thought, well, I guess if addicts are duplicitous, then, and you did happen to fall back into it, then there should be some sort of stopgap, something in place to prevent you from I mean, because then you would ruin a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah.
for both of us.
Yeah.
Having access to that would be detrimental to you. So.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Well, I mean, since we're on this path now, I mean, when you really realized, oh, I'm in a relationship with an addict. I mean, an addict in recovery, more than 8 years now, but did that give you any real misgivings about, man, what am I doing? Do I really want to do this?
Not really, because I feel like you've grown a lot. You're a lot more mature, and you're a lot more self-aware than a lot of people who have not been addicts. And I feel like I trust you. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just because you told me that addicts can be duplicitous that I was like a little bit like, okay, well, maybe
Damn it!
It'd be better. Or, I don't know. I really don't know.
I should have said addicts are great with money. That
was not very duplicitous of you.
No, I was trying to be, mature and transparent, practice
that sounds
values.
That sounds very mature to me, because it's what you're saying is you're working together to protect yourselves.
Yeah.
As opposed to saying, you got your money, I got mine.
Yes.
You're in first class, I'm in coach. And, I'll like that. Like,
yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
separating yourself.
I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to any kind of a relapse. There's no idea in the back of my head like, oh, maybe I could have some drinks, or there's nothing like that. That being said, though, the nature of addiction is, relapse can happen, and should that happen, I don't want to burn down everything in my life, and I especially don't want to hurt my partner who I love and trust. And yeah, I mean, that would just be, so it makes sense to say up front, like, listen, I'm an addict. This is what, yeah.
The thing is from what I understand about addiction, it's almost like you're not really in control. So at the point where you are deep into an addiction, it sounds like even if you know in your mind, like, I don't want to hurt the people I love, you can't help but do it.
That's right.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. Yeah.
You're responsible, but you're not in control. It's
a shitty situation for everybody.
Yeah. So, for instance, for me, and this has always been clear to me, there's no one I love more than my wife and kid, and that's what I spend my time focusing on. But if I relapsed, I wouldn't care for them.
Right.
If it were to come to that, I would then become I would not be a good father if I went out there. And I think it's important to look at that's the reality of it, because I can't. I have, because that's the priority now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've talked about what I should do if Joe does relapse. And Joe told me that I need to just not be around him at all. I need to not I can drop him off at St. Anthony's, I guess.
Well, there is a shed out back. You know, I could
Yeah,
live in there with the spiders.
A lot of people, Greg Barron, on my last podcast, Greg Parent told maybe we should try to have him on.
Yeah, sure.
He has an amazing story of what he went through. He wouldn't mind me saying this because he said it on a podcast, but he, again, you want to talk about these people we look up to that have it all, that are successful. I mean, he almost burned it all down quickly,
yeah.
and he was living in his own guest house.
Wow. Yeah.
And his kids were not talking to him.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I respect Greg, and I know that yeah, he's fought battles. I don't know that you've fallen completely all the way down if you're living in a guest house.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
but you know what?
But yes, I
when you
do.
look where he was at one point,
sure, yeah.
I'm sure it would have went from the guest house to the dog house.
Oh yeah,
to his parents' house.
Still, houses are involved. You know.
Remember that? What was his name? Rosenfield. What was Rosenfield?
Oh yeah, Steve Rosenfield. Yeah.
Remember that bit about depressed, so he killed himself in his garage? And I said to myself, so let me get this straight. He's depressed and he's got a garage. I don't get it. Is the garage available?
I remember when I was in Shanghai for a couple of months. You know, this was a long time ago now, and it was fascinating to start to meet some Chinese nationals who were performing stand-up. And I remember one night, this guy, we all kind of adopted him, took him under our wing, you know, really, really funny, really original, you know, just really smart as a stand-up comic. And he had a bad set one night. And we were all kind of talking to him, just like, you know, it happens sometimes, man. You just, it's hard. You got to try to shake it off. And, you know, you just go up. The next time you're going to do better, and then you're going to feel like, okay, yeah, that's just a one-off. It happens sometimes. And I remember telling him, and I thought this was like me connecting with him, like, yeah, there were so many times, you know, I would have a bad set and I would just sit in my car afterwards, and before I would drive home, I would cry. And he just looks up and he goes, "You have a car?" Because it was, you know, like sometimes you're trying to connect with people, and it's like, no, a car is such an extravagant luxury, you know, to this guy. What's scarier, Christine? Being involved with someone who's a comedian or an addict?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's, you know, that's hard because comedians can very quickly turn into addicts.
How so?
Well, I mean, if you listen to other people's podcasts, like, it seems like the vast majority of comedians have some history of addiction.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know.
We're just looking for approval, I guess.
You know, that reminds me. I was listening to Nick Swartzen's, one of his more latest specials, and I started to realize a lot of guys, and again, they talk about this in their shows, so this isn't an anonymity thing. Nick Swartzen, David Tell, Tom Rhodes, people that identified as with their drinking, with that lifestyle, are had to give it up, and they're not necessarily program people, but they had to give it up.
Yeah,
it didn't. It just didn't work anymore, clearly. And a lot of times, you hear, from my point of view, the comedy gets better.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways, because you just got to get kind of real and talk about interesting things. Talk about yourself.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get that out of the way, I mean, I experienced that. I mean, I was a comedian on the scene for a while, and yeah, I mean, I was okay. People knew me. I was getting some shows, but it wasn't until I got sober in San Francisco that I really accelerated and really just like blew up. And I can remember there was like a year when that was happening, and other comedians were coming up to me and they're like, "Oh man, you're really crushing it lately. Like, what are you doing different?" And it had nothing to do with stand-up itself. It had everything to do with just, oh, well, I'm not getting high and I'm not drinking anymore. And I would tell them that, and they would just be like, oh, and walk away.
It's just not that interesting.
Yeah, they didn't want, because they didn't want to get confronted with maybe that's what's in the way. Yeah.
Do you remember, Joe, you and I have been through some shit. I mean, we were at, do you remember, when I say Sabrina Matthews, does that ring a bell?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she was great.
She was great.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And that's another comedian, and I'm sure she's doing well, and I'm sure she's happy. But we thought, without a doubt, she's going to be famous and she's going to L.A. She's going to get her sitcom, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you remember the time you were just getting sober and you went to a meeting with me?
Keep going.
Remember that part?
Yeah, you have to be a little more specific.
We went to a meeting.
Was it in L.A.?
No, San Francisco.
San Francisco, okay.
You were brand new.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Was it in the basement of a church?
Yes.
All meetings are in the basement of a church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, just to remind you, I mean, now it's so second nature to you. At the time, we walked in and it was exactly what you see, baby, with cigarettes. And you're like, oh man, I don't want to do this. It was just so... And you got through it, and then Sabrina, and then we were going to go do this or that, and Sabrina, we were about to go eat, but Sabrina needed to smoke a joint, so she was looking for takers.
I don't remember this.
Do you remember this? And then she said these words. She's like, whatever. I mean, I remember in my mind, I'm like, what's the etiquette? What is your problem? You got to have someone to smoke with. Whatever, Sabrina. She's like, Joe, in that Sabrina voice, Joe, you smoke pot. Come with me. Remember that?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, and you looked at... And I remember I had complete compassion for you. I'm like, oh. Because she...
Yeah, because, I mean, that's the thing.
You were like, okay, what were you going to do?
In the beginning, it was really, really
hard.
tough because there's so much... nobody's trying to get you to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But you want to change who you are, and people don't quite understand that yet either. And it's such a tug of war going on inside yourself, going on socially. I mean, there were so many instances like that where, like, I would build up a couple of days, clean and sober, and then something like that would happen, and nobody was being cruel or trying to screw me up. And it was always my choice, but yeah, those were tough days. That was hard. Yeah. Those were hard times, yeah.
I mean, it was hard for me, and I was already sober. I was kind of had a foundation, but that was hard after a while.
Yeah.
Just,
I'll tell you
when I quit smoking cigarettes, I don't want to hang out anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think
powerful.
Especially in that era of stand-up that we came up in, where the pot circle, like just standing around outside, everyone passing the joint, that was a very big part of the scene. And I know that when I stopped being a part of that, on stage I got better, but off stage I felt disconnected. And I think that kind of led to some social fallout where people thought I was better than them because I was just, but anyway, that's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other podcast.
Let me say something that's probably not difficult. Christine, who, off the top of your head, who do you think we should have marry us?
Oh, Dan.
Wow. You want me to marry you?
Why is this a Godfather thing now?
I would love to marry you.
Okay.
I would be
Either
honored.
that or MC the wedding. Like the reception and everything.
Ooh.
Whatever you want me to do.
Okay.
MC the wedding. What is it?
Well,
Try to picture that.
so, like at the reception where they announce like Mr. and Mrs. or they're now entering, or like they make announcements for things. I don't remember what.
We're new to this, Dan. We're trying to. We don't even have a date yet.
Whatever you want me to do.
Okay, and you'd be willing to come down and okay.
I would love to. I'll be honest. I would love to. I've seen kids today, have weddings where I don't know how it works. Obviously, I'm not ordained anything, but I've seen people, their sibling or their friend, do the ceremony, and I would love to do that. And it's not just because I want.
That's easy.
I want a microphone. It's an excuse to have a microphone. I would love to do that for you guys if you want, but I'll do whatever you want me to do.
You're going to be marrying us up front, and I'm just going to be like, wrap it up, Dan. Let's get this going.
Yeah, you give me the light.
Come on, Dan.
No,
Okay.
Do you guys have a date or a ballpark?
Probably next spring. I think is probably what we're aiming for because the logistics are daunting and we're just working on the guest list right now and I'm gonna ask. So I don't know if you saw the video I posted of when I asked Christine to marry me. It was at a storytelling show.
Yes.
And the venue is actually a wedding venue. And since I'm there a lot, I'm going to ask the business partner, like, hey, is there any way you could cut me a deal, or so we'll figure that out. But so we basically don't know anything yet, but we know that you're going to marry us.
I'll be there. Just let me know.
And I think that's our end this Sunday.
That's all right. We can
You didn't
wrap
ask
it up.
me the question.
What's the question?
Ask Christine the question.
The
What's the
question.
question?
Will you marry
Do I
me?
feel like a success?
No.
Oh, wow.
Christine,
Okay.
You you better ask it, John. I'm not familiar enough with your career. I was about to start pulling it out of my butt.
Well, you graduated UCLA with a bachelor's in psychology. You have worked online doing graphics for various commercial websites. You were at NASA for a while working on an installation. You've I think one of the greatest achievements, which unfortunately society does not recognize, is you came home to help with the care of your father, and then you were your mother's full-time caregiver when she was suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's. And you managed to take care of everyone and also be amazing in your own right. Do you, Christine, feel like a success?
No, not at all. not even a little bit.
Not at all.
Why?
All my friends have way surpassed me in everything. They're married, they have kids, they have, a nice house. I mean, we have a nice place now, but it's because my parents passed and we inherited this house. But they've all, they're project managers of large projects that are going on. They have escalated in salary. And yeah.
But you got this magic. You got
that,
all this.
I would say in that way I do feel very happy.
Aw.
But
Happy.
yeah, happy, but I don't necessarily, if we're defining success as, you've achieved a salary goal or a job goal, or
Yeah.
you've got a job with a pension, that would be great. No, I don't have any of those.
Wow. Wow.
Okay,
so
kind of-
true to
you have
form.
You have some career objectives. You still
I
wanna
would
reach.
say, yeah.
I think you're the best person I've ever met. And you're incredibly inspiring to me, and I look forward to sharing the rest of my life with you.
Wow.
Oh,
This is
well, likewise.
So sweet.
I know this doesn't belong on the internet. The internet is no place for happiness
Yeah.
and joy.
That's it?
That's it.
Sweet? Happy?
Yeah. Well,
Okay, well,
until next week, and Christine, maybe you can come back sometime, and we'll check in with you and see what's going on.
Yes.
I'd love to.
All right.
Yes, let's do that.
All
Thanks
right.
for joining us, Christine.
Like and subscribe us. I don't know where I'm
to the
pointing.
Splain, and we'll see you all next week.